Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nurul Imaibir Muhammad Hafiz. My metric number is 2416-243. Today, I would like to present about one of the most influential scholars in Islamic jurisprudence, especially in the field of Hanafi fiqh and Usul al-Fiqh, which is Imam al-Bazdawi. A famous quote associated with him says, "The goal of the jurist is not victory in argument, but to discover the truth according to the book and Sunnah, with understanding and sound reasoning." This quote reflects his deep commitment towards justice, knowledge, and proper Islamic legal reasoning. Now, I'm going to talk about al-Bazdawi. Al-Bazdawi's full name was Fakhr al-Islam Abu al-Hasan Ali ibn Muhammad al-Bazdawi. He was one of the greatest scholars of the Hanafi school and became highly respected in the science of Usul al-Fiqh, which is the study of how Islamic rulings are derived from the Quran and Sunnah. He lived during the 11th century in Transoxiana near Bukhara, which is located in present-day Uzbekistan. Al-Bazdawi was not only a scholar of fiqh but also mastered in Usul al-Fiqh, Hadith, Tafsir, Arabic language, and Maturidi theology. Because of his immense knowledge, he was given the title Fakhr al-Islam, which means the pride of Islam. Some of his personal information is that al-Bazdawi was born around 400 after Hijrah or 1010 Common Era in Bazdah near Bukhara. He later passed away in Samarkand in 482 after Hijrah or 1089 Common Era. He followed the Hanafi madhab in fiqh and the Maturidi school in Aqidah. His scholarly works were mainly written in Arabic and focused strongly on Islamic legal theory and jurisprudence. Now, I'm going to talk about his education and learning. Al-Bazdawi studied under many great scholars in Bukhara and Samarkand, which were major centers for Islamic knowledge at that time. From a young age, he devoted himself to learning Islamic sciences deeply. His studies focused heavily on Hanafi jurisprudence, legal reasoning, interpretation of Islamic texts, and principles of deriving rulings. He became famous for his analytical thinking, precision in legal arguments, and ability to connect theory with practical fiqh issues. Unlike some scholars who focused only on theory, al-Bazdawi ensured that legal principles could actually be applied in real-life situations. His contributions and impacts. Al-Bazdawi's greatest contribution was in the field of Usul al-Fiqh. He helped organize and systemize Hanafi legal theory into a structured methodology. One of his biggest achievements was explaining how Islamic rulings are derived, how evidences are prioritized, and how jurists analyze Quran and Hadith. He discussed important fiqh principles such as qiyas or analogy, ijma or consensus, and istihsan or juristic preference, and interpretation of legal texts. For example, he explained when analogy can be used and when stronger evidence should take priority. He also defended the Hanafi concept of istihsan, which means choosing a stronger or more suitable ruling when strict analogy may not achieve justice or benefit. This became one of the key characteristics of Hanafi fiqh, which is another major contribution was his deep analysis of language in Islamic law, such as commands and prohibitions, general and specific texts, literal and figurative meanings. His works later became the foundation for many Hanafi scholars after him. Al-Bazdawi's roles and positions. Al-Bazdawi was recognized as one of the leading Hanafi jurists and scholars of his time. He became a teacher, a legal theorist, and authoritative reference in Hanafi jurisprudence. Many later scholars were influenced by his methodology, including Al-Nasafi, Al-Samarkandi, and Al-Kasani. His teachings were studied widely in madrasahs across Central Asia, the Ottoman Empire, South Asia, and other parts of the Muslim world. I'm going to talk about his major works and legacy. Among his most famous works is Kanz al-Wusul ila Ma'rifat al-Usul, which is commonly known as Usul al-Bazdawi. This book became one of the most important Hanafi texts in Usul al-Fiqh because it discusses sources of Islamic law, methods of legal reasoning, qiyas, istihsan, and interpretation of evidences. The book became so influential that many scholars later wrote commentaries on it, especially Kashf al-Asrar by Abdul Aziz al-Bukhari. Other works by al-Bazdawi include Shahr al-Jami' al-Kabir, Shahr al-Jami' al-Saghir, and writings in fiqh, hadith, theology, and tafsir. Al-Bazdawi left behind a massive legacy in Islamic jurisprudence. His works shaped Hanafi fiqh for centuries and became standard references in many Islamic institutions. Even today, students of Islamic law continue studying his writings to understand legal principles, fiqh methodology, and the process of deriving Islamic rulings. His contribution helped strengthen the intellectual foundations of Hanafi jurisprudence and connected legal theory with practical application. Because of this, Al-Bazdawi is remembered as the architect of Hanafi legal theory. In conclusion, Al-Bazdawi was not only a scholar but also a reformer and systemizer of Islamic legal thought. His mastery in fiqh and usul al-fiqh helped future generations understand how Islamic rulings should be derived carefully from the Quran and Sunnah. Through his knowledge, writings, and methodology, his influence continues to benefit the Muslim Ummah until today. And that's all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.